Hi, how are you? I'm so glad to have you. You're welcome to this channel. I'm Ayo, and what I do on this channel is that I help people succeed. I touch and explain and provide insights on everything that surrounds how you can lead a quality life, quality type of life. And I understand for fact that money is an essential part of your life because without money, then it's difficult to find expression, and without expression, life is meaningless. All right. So when I say expression, I actually necessarily don't mean about you. Having material things. People who have spent their life acquiring material things eventually always learn that material things are fleeting and provide no type of depth for your life as it were. And you don't want to lead a shallow life, all right? However, the people who are unable to travel or acquire those material things feel grossly marginalized, and they simply just want to make money. So what I do is that I provide the means with which you get the material, and I provide the means with which you can also achieve the depth for your life. So I am all about the total package. You being a complete human vis-a-vis your life, your finances. Okay, so that's what I do at Ulu Ayola 70, and I want to talk about this today, about how I needed to succeed, how I wanted to succeed, and I want to explain why some of the success, financial, in terms of finances and whatnot, why you have not yet achieved the kind of success that you desire. When it looks as if you are doing everything that you should do, and I want to bring this to your attention to help you. And there are simply 7 things that I am going to quickly discuss with you. And you want to subscribe to this channel, you want to like, and then you also want to share with your friends. And then I encourage you to comment, because if you comment and then I get the inkling into what you're thinking, and then you may also want to share some other pertinent issues with you that you would like me to discuss or provide insights for. All right, so please do not forget to turn on notifications so that as we premiere other videos, you are the first to know. Thank you so much as you do that. All right, so now the first thing I want to say here is that when people start out, all right, to succeed in life, there's a point where the person who is bound to succeed, people who have not yet embarked on the journey to success, there's a point where they don't look different. There's a point where the person who's just right about to succeed because he's been doing everything right, and the person who's not even doing anything at all, there's a point where they look literally the same. So if you were to put both people in the room and classify them in the same category, and you begin to explain things to them, you may confuse the person who is already bound to succeed, because as they say, success is predictable. So I want to make that clear, because I do not want to confuse people who are already manifesting. All right, because you see, the thing is that if you look at eggs that are being incubated, say for example by a chicken hen sitting on say a couple of eggs, the eggs the eggs that has been incubated for 20 days look exactly like the eggs that have not been incubated at all, because you can't see inside. Whereas on the 21st day, the chicks come out, and then the chicks look totally different from the eggs. and that is the way it is with life. So some people are already being incubated, some things are already happening. But then, for example, if you were looking for a particular type of you wanted to win, you are looking for a particular type of job, a particular type of contract, or a particular type of role, or a particular type of thing, and you have possible organizations who could give you that thing, whether you're looking for university education or postdoctoral education or stuff like that, and you have applied to 100 institutions for that thing, the chances is that since you have applied 100, chances are very high that you get 1. Now, there's somebody who is thinking about applying and has not yet applied, but want the same thing. Now, if you put the two of them in the same room, they look the same because both of them do not have that thing that both of them desire. But one person has already incubated processes that are in action and things are already happening but cannot be seen by people who are just there looking at the two of them. What's my point? My point is that as I explain this, all right, my point is that as I explain this, I expect, that you're able to see which one of this group of people that you are, because my job or my intention is not to confuse you, because if you're already on track, then it is bound to happen. All right. Some people think they're on track and they're not really on track. These are people that I have made this video for, but of course this video will help everybody, because if you're on track, this helps you to reinforce the fact that you're on track. If you're not on track, this helps you to get back on track. But what I do not want this video to do is that confuse anybody. I do not want this video to confuse anybody. All right. Now, while I wrap up the introduction, all right, while I wrap up this introduction, I want to say that there's something called the concept of time and chance. All right, if you are a Christian and you read the Bible, you've read a place in the scriptures where it says, the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong. All right, I want to find the scripture for you. And the battle to strong. Okay. So if you're a Christian, if you read the Bible, if you are not a Christian, you can take the Bible as a book of wisdom. All right. It's a compendium of authors who have experiences and have seen life and have inspiration on certain subjects. So even if you're not a Christian, the Bible will help you. That's for sure. All right. One time I was reading the Bible and I saw this particular place in the Bible that said that as a leader, you have to be careful how you put your ears on the walls, hoping to catch your servant or your followers saying bad things about you. The Bible says that is stupid, because even you know, because if you do that, you hear nonsense, things that you should not hear. Because even you know that when you were a servant, you also spoke terrible things about your guards, your leaders. So when I read the Bible, that sounds like something you will see on the street. It was just, the feeling was totally out of this world to find out that was in the Bible. Anyways, here is that thing I was talking about. It says, Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 11 says, I returned and saw under the sun. That is, I summed it all up. I went all about, I returned. That is to say, I gathered all the information, I pulled out all the statistics, and I saw that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, okay? Nor bread to the wise, nor riches to the men of understanding, nor favor to the men of skill, but time and chance happen to them all. Now, I want to say something, because this is me. I want to explain the concept of time and chance, and I want you to bear it in mind. And then simply just go to the last the last 3 words in that passage that says, to them all. What is to them all? Now let's assume that you took this out of context and you say the race does not belong to the swift. It means that when you put people on the track, the person who is most likely to win is the person who everything has aligned together for. Now, if you put people on the track for a race, for example in an Olympic race, you would naturally have fielded the fastest people in your country. You don't say the race does not belong to the swift, so you put somebody who is not trained and cannot run or does not run fast at all and say, he may just win. No, he's not going to win. It is still going to be happen to them all. The them all is the category of people who have first satisfied a particular non-chance based criteria. The non-chance based criteria is that they can run and they have been trained. And then it cannot happen that on this particular day, the weather, the state of mind, the things they've had, the stuff, and several things can now play into seeing whether the person wins or not. Because, for example, some person can be running and suddenly be cramped. They didn't plan to have cramps, but now they have muscle pulls or cramps, and then they can't run as fast as they should. Chance has happened. Now, when I say this, is because I need people to understand that people live their life thinking that everything is just left to chance. No, your goal must be to put yourself in a position where you have created chance, and you are perpetuating yourself over time, so that time and chance can happen for you. I hope you understand. So that you have said that you have increased the chances that you are going to have favorable outcomes. This is what it means. So the first reason that you are not succeeding as you should, or you have not yet attained the level of success that you want, and you're probably not even on the path to that success, is because you are overestimating the importance of clarity. All right? How clear do you think clear is? Now, if you are going on a journey of 50 miles, or say 100 miles, that is not a far journey. That journey is not far. 100 miles on a car. If you are doing 80 miles per hour, it means that in 1 hour 15 minutes, you're already done. You're already covered 100 miles. All right. So if you are doing 60 miles per hour in 2 hours, you would have covered 200 miles. It's as simple as that. So it's not far. A journey of 2 hours is not far. Good. But here's my point. Now, when you start the journey of 80 miles, all right, by the human sight, by the human favorable, what you call vision and clarity, that is, you can see everything. Every information is the totality of the information that presents themselves to you at a particular time. That's what you call clarity. Now, the height of clarity of a man is how far he can see. That is to say, he stands here and then looks forward, and then what does he see? At some point, the earth will close in, and then you call that thing horizon. A typical person's horizon is 8 miles. All right? It means that if you stand and let me see, horizon distance for a man. Okay. Now, I remember that it's 8 miles, but I want to confirm that for you. Okay. Oh, can you imagine? Oh, sorry, it's not even up to 8 miles. it's 4.8 kilometers. All right. Okay, but I'm going to still imagine that it's 8 miles, and so that I want you to. So it says here that nevertheless, if you assume a very flat terrain and good visibility, and you can multiply your height in meters above the ground level by 13, and take the square root of that this is the distance of the horizon in kilometers. That's 4.8 kilometers for a person of average height, standing at sea level and looking out to sea. All right. Okay. So even if you are really, really tall, all right, even if you really, really have height, you cannot see further than 8 miles. So if you embark on a journey of 80 miles, at the point where you start the journey, you cannot see beyond 1/10 of where you are going. You cannot see beyond 1/10 of where you are going. And you see, simple lateral thinking principle will tell you that this applies to everything. Everything. If you are going far enough in life, you will not be able to see everything. If you can stand up and see everything, that means you're not going far. That means your success is not going to be of any magnitude that is worthy of note or worthy of admiration or worthy of anything. So if you are going far enough, you will not be able to see more than 1/10 of the total journey or the total spans of your achievement or the desired achievement. What's my point? You overestimate the importance of clarity. You want to be able to see everything. You want to start a company and you want to exactly be able to predict all the outcome and prepare for all the outcome, possible outcomes, so that you can now get everything, so that you can now guarantee that you have success. No, it does not happen like that. It is, however, your excuse to massage your fear. For example, it's your excuse to justify that you're afraid. Your fear hides under the guise of I just want to plan it properly. I just want to make sure that I have. By all means, please plan. All right. By all means, please plan. But project managers, trained project managers, certified project managers will know that there's something called the rolling wave plan, which means that even when you have planned, you have to understand that the plan will become clearer as you begin to execute. Which means that as you start the journey, the horizon will shift and then you will see more. Simple. So stop overestimating the importance of clarity. You will not know everything. Not now, not here, not ever. Not ever. In fact, the paradox of wisdom and of learning has shown that the more you know, then the more you realize that you don't know. So eventually, what you find out in your quest for knowledge is you find out the sparse of the things you don't know. You don't eventually then know more. Yeah. So you must understand that, because if you understand that, you make a necessary adjustment in your mind that makes you bolder, that makes you more tolerant with yourself, that makes you, it just gives you more speed. It just gives you more strength. This just helps you. You must take care of this. You must stop overestimating the importance of clarity. Clarity is important, but you must not place clarity over execution, because it is execution that enhances clarity. So if you are looking for clarity, then what you must be doing is that you must be executing. If you are looking for clarity, then you must be executing. For example, nobody's going to say, I'm going to read enough books so that I can learn how to swim. So that if I jump inside the pool, dip in, and then I just swim. It has never happened for anybody. It will never happen for anybody. So the way to learn, to find clarity about swimming, is to be in the water and be swimming. Now, the second reason why you may not have started to succeed or have the kind of success or be able to guarantee that you will get the kind of success that you're looking for is that people have options. They have options like you have alternatives, right? If this does not work, I'll just do this. Usually, when you have alternatives, things usually will not work. Because what a man calls my all, like I'm giving it my all, is always going to be on a shifting ground. Because as long as man applies himself, his capacity becomes bigger. So what a man calls his 100 yesterday is not naturally the same objective size with what he calls his 100 today. What he called 100 yesterday is smaller to what he calls 100 today. Why? Because his capacity has increased, because he can see more, because he sees better now, because he has experience, because he is bigger, because he's more learned, because he's more experienced than yesterday. Especially a man who learns, especially a man who applies himself. Now, the presence of options, the presence of alternatives means that every passing day, you usually will not apply yourself 100 on a particular option because you are already keeping part of yourself for that other alternative. Or you don't want that thing bad enough. So you don't have options, but you also don't want it bad enough. The people who want it bad enough have the highest chance of applying themselves well enough, and the people who apply themselves well enough have the highest chance of guaranteeing success. Kill your options. Yeah, at time, whatever you're doing, make sure that it is what you're doing. All right? And then you need to ask yourself, how bad do I want this? The third reason why you may not have been succeeding the way you should be succeeding is that you do not understand the power of solitude. People want to be with everybody. All right? People want to go on a journey, and then they want everyone to come with them on the journey. Okay, so go and ask anybody that has done anything remarkable in this life. He started out first by being alone. The press is this is one of the burden of outstanding leadership. It's because you'll be out alone in the front. So it's either what you're doing singles you out and then places you in solitude, places you to be alone. Not necessarily that you are alone physically, but also the fact that you are alone in your thought, that what you're seeing, what you're thinking, you're probably the only one at that very particular point in time that is seeing or thinking it. Now, usually what happens for some people is that when they find themselves experiencing solitude, they abandon the thought that is separating them from other people and then quickly go back to the thought that is similar with everybody. When you do that, it's like you're going on a journey and then going back from that journey. It's like being afraid of moving forward so much that you turn back and quickly go back to join the people that you have left behind because you want to feel inclusive or you want to feel included. Success is an exclusive journey. Success is a journey of solitude. You have to understand that it is in solitude that you find solutions. It is in solitude that you move forward. It is in solitude that you find speed. It is in solitude that you find the type of clarity that you can find before you find the other type that comes with execution. You must understand this. All right? The fourth one, which kind of stems from the third one, is that you want to be like everybody. You want to be like everybody. Why do you want to be like everybody? Why do you want to be like every other person? Because you see, it takes courage to stand out. People, when I say somebody is outstanding, say, "Oh wow, this is outstanding." It's a very fancy thing to say. But the reality of it is dire. The reality of standing out is do you know that feeling of all eyes on you? Do you know that feeling? Do you know that oh my god. You have to realize that for every time that you are not comfortable being different, you fail to maximize the resources that makes you succeed, because succeeding cannot happen if you are like every other person, because most every other person is broke, most every other person is clueless, most every other person is marginalized, most every other person does not know what to do, most every other person is afraid, most every other person is confused. Why do you want to be like every other person? Why? Because the statistics are there. In this world, you have more poor people than you have rich people. You have more poor, low class than you have middle class. You have more middle class than you have the high class. So every time that you are part of the masses, and it means that your experience is almost their experiences, which is less than proper or less than normal for every right-thinking person. You don't want to be poor, but this world has more poor people than rich people. So you must kill your desire or your instinct or that thing that feel uncomfortable when you are different. You must kill that thing. You must learn to be uncomfortable. You must learn to enjoy being uncomfortable. You must welcome the feeling of uncomfortable, because that's the only way sometimes that's the only way you can tell that you are doing the right thing, or that you can tell that you're growing. So stop wanting to be like every other person. I'm not sure you've had this anywhere. So I'm going to try to explain as simply as possible. Alright, I'm going to try and explain as simple as possible. You see, there's a theory of motivation. There's this thing, organizations, HR department, they pay a lot, they expend a lot to research motivation, because they know that motivation is key. If a person can get up every day and do that which he's supposed to do, the person will succeed. If a member of an organization succeeds, generally, if members of the organization succeed, the organization succeeds as well. So HR know this. I mean, the companies, top companies, organizations, they know this. They know that motivation is key. Now, for some of you, you may not work in any particular organization where they are invested in making sure that you are motivated. So probably you are an online entrepreneur, or you're a young person you're just trying to figure out life. You're mostly on your own. You therefore have to be the one that provides the motivation that you need for every day. Now, one of the ways that you are able to do that, all right, one of the ways that you are able to do that is you must have a conversion engine that is working. You must have a conversion engine that is working well. You see, let me tell you, humans are conversion engines. You are a conversion engine complex. You have the ability to make things out of things. That's how you cook. That's how you digest food. That's how you run. That's how you sweat. That's why that's why you dream. That's why you become happy. That's why you laugh. That's why you become unhappy. That's why you can, you're just like that. That's why you can get to a place and then you feel something there and it makes you feel certain way or act certain way, because you're always converting energies. Now, if you understand the concept of conversion properly for yourself, you will realize that you would have everything that you need. And it always stems from the issue, for example, of clarity. So let's assume, first of all right, that you have found, I've spoken a lot and tweeted a lot. Please follow me on social media. It's Oluwayola7D for every social media, for all of my social media platform, all right? I'm always tweeting and talking about things, especially if they're not long enough to be in a video and then I quickly want to put the thought out there. So please follow me. One of the things that I've explained extensively on Twitter is that when it comes to life, when it comes to you succeeding, there's always one thing, there's only just always one thing that you need to do per time. An exercise, a project, it's always just one thing. It's never two things, it's never three things, it's never four, it's always just one thing. Now, wisdom comes from being able to decide what that one thing is per time and doing it. Now, some people don't know or learn how to find that one thing, okay? So they can't apply it. But some people know that one thing, but lose the will sometimes to apply themselves to that one thing. Which means that motivation is key to be able to apply yourself, to be able to execute on that one thing. Because every time you execute on the one thing that you should execute, you progress in life. Because you do this one thing and then you go to the next one thing. Before you know it, you sum up your life, you've made immense progress. All right? So, the reason most people are not able to execute and apply themselves is because they could not find the will or the motivation. Now, if you have a proper conversion engine and your conversion engine is not faulty, you will be able to convert almost every stimuli for motivation. All right. So, what are you supposed to do today? For example, let's say what you're supposed to do today is that you're supposed to apply for a thing online. You're supposed to you say that every day I'm going to submit 2 bespoke applications or 1 bespoke application. That is the most important thing I need to do every day because of what I want to achieve for my life at this very important time. So let's assume that you were watching a movie because you were playing and then maybe you were resting and then you saw a type of car that you liked. How do you get that car? Eventually, get that car by being able to finance and have the car. How can you get that kind of finance for you to get the kind of job that you are supposed to apply for? So what do? That car, the thought of that car has been converted into real and motivation for you to get your system and begin to write down the application or edit or send the application. What have you converted? Seeing a car, visual thing, you've converted it. Somebody calls you, person asks for money, close to you, and I say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have that right now. And the person says, oh, okay, no problem. You can feel unhappy, or you could also convert that energy into the application because that is what changes your life. And on and on and on and on, and that's how it goes. So the people who have good conversion engines will have unbridled motivation daily to pursue their goals or to pursue their dreams. So if you are not being motivated, you want to check your conversion apparatus. All right. The sixth reason why you may not have succeeded up to now is probably you're afraid. Okay, so yeah, let's not talk about people being afraid of failing, because there's been extensive lessons, video sessions on it. Overcome your fear, this and that, and that's something like that. Stop being afraid of failure. Failure always leads to success. Failures are indices to success as long as you show up, and so on and so forth. Yes, I assume that you know all of that. So what I want to talk about is you being afraid of succeeding. Right? You must stop being afraid of succeeding, because sometimes the fear of succeeding makes some people self-sabotage themselves, so they don't do as much as they should do because they are afraid they might just succeed. All right? And that sounds somewhat like, how can I be afraid of succeeding? Well, let me tell you, a lot of people have overcome the fear of failure because they get up every day and do things. And most people would hold back and not do just enough because they know that this may just change everything for them, and they are afraid of the change. What they are used to now is not palatable, but they are used to it. They are not used to success, so they don't want the expression of their present existence does not want to move into another phase or move to another stage because it's most likely going to be uncomfortable. So please do not be afraid of succeeding. And finally, the seventh reason is maybe you are not 100 with your dream. You know that thing when oh, how do I put this? So say you have a friend says, let's do this. I have this project. I think you and I will be able to do this project, or pursue this thing. I say, oh yeah, let's do it. And then in your mind you're thinking this thing will not succeed. But I don't want to discourage my friend. So let me make an appearance as to that I am with this person. So when every task this person gives me, I will do it because I do not want to be found wanting to say, but you're supposed to do something that you're not doing. But deep down within yourself, you know that you are not being 100, because being 100 is not just you doing the tasks that your friends zones to you, but also applying yourself to be able to see the things that your friend may not be able to see. That's how to be 100 with your dream. Being 100 with your dream means that at every particular time, your dream has your undivided loyalty, not just undivided attention. That means that you are passionately in the defense and pursuit of your dream. That's what it means. Now, so you want to check yourself, because some people just pursue their dreams because they want people to see, oh, so he's doing that thing that he wants to do. Okay, that's cool. Okay, may God help him. Some people do that for appearance. But the people who will succeed, they will have the kind of success that they want, will not even bother about appearance. Yeah, the appearance will follow, and people will see that you're really doing what you want to do. Because for example, if you're on the online space, it's difficult to hide. You can tell how much effort you're putting in things that you want to do. All right. So if you have a water project, if you're online, you're probably always talking about it. You're probably always traveling about it. You're probably having meetings about it. You're probably always learning about it. You're probably always having discussions about it. So it's always going to be about it. So yeah. But the people who succeed don't do it because of appearance. The appearance follows, but they do it because what else would they do? What else would they do? If they're not 100% with their dream, then where are they going to be 100%? Where are they going to be 100% if not on their dream? So I hope you realize this, and I hope you had an amazing time with me today, and it's been fun. I hope you had fun as well. I did have fun, and for some reason, somebody might say, okay, so these things that you have said, I got them clearly, but I don't have where to apply them. It means I have a skill, but I need a platform, because all the things that you have explained, there are things that are better expressed on platforms where progress is measurable and then results are predictable. Yes, I do agree with you. That is why I have on my website, Oloyola 7D, things for you, platforms, subscriptions, lessons, things that help you make money. So if you're looking to if you're looking for feasible, on-ground, practical ways to make money, that is to say, I want to be able to find value and exchange value for money in ways and manners that I can expand, such that I begin to make the kind of money that brings the kind of money that works for me. And if you are all about that, please go to Loyola 7D. I have things waiting for you. We've been able to help over 40,000 people with the things that we do, and this is what I am all about. So please go to Loyola 7D. I'm sure that there is something for you. I mean, solutions have been placed there based on your demography, you're young, what you want to do, where you are, the kind of money you want to make. Several things. There are young people who are partnering, there are people who are providing opportunities. This will be a way to introduce you into the kind of community that you want to belong to. Please do go check, all right? And please have an amazing time as well. I'll see you. Do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you so much. Bye.